It's time to talk Jets, baby. All right. We are talking about the New York Jets and our coach. All right. Our leader, Aaron Glenn, he's always talking about how he's a coach and he's always talking about compete. So there are some competitions to discuss all summer long. These men will be competing for the right to be a starter or even a top reserve on this New York Jets football team. We're going to talk about those battles. We're going to dissect those battles. And then we will predict the winners of those battles right here, right now. It's time to talk about it. Boy Green meets Woody.
Can you guys help us get a Jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets! Let's go! There you go, Woody!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Woody, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green
Meets Woody. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Woody. It is your boy James Woody, and you already know we are Woody, rocking everywhere. The comments already rocking everywhere. Love to see the hype, the energy before the show even started. I love to see it, but you know someone I also love to see is this man right here. He is the boy who became king, Mr. Paul Esden Jr. How are you doing, my good sir?
Woody, I have to be honest with you. I don't believe we've discussed this yet on the show, but we've discussed the overall thing I'm about to say, but we haven't discussed specifically your role. We have the Boy Green Woody tailgate, New York Jets, boys, week 5. All right, 1 o'clock, Sunday, October 5th. Why I've started to whisper like it's the Masters, I'm unclear. But, Woody, I see that you are prominently featured on the menu from Chef Kevin Gilbert. You have a select piece of the menu where when people go to our Jets Cowboys tailgate, they can order some Woody. Huh? Get you as a snack, just like your wife, baby. They can get you on the menu, and I've seen it. And let me reveal it for the people. It's called the Woody's BBQ beer slider, baby. A beef slider basted with Tank 7 barbecue beer sauce, melted aged cheddar, applewood smoked bacon topped with smoked pulled pork on a potato bun. Sweet Lord have mercy. Ooh. Chef Kevin Gilbert, he's cooking, baby. And Woody, you are well represented on the menu.
Ooh, you already know. All right, I moved down here, North Carolina. All right, throw your hands up. Barbecue is big down here.
Sure.
I'm big, you know what I'm saying? So let's get it. We bringing some of that barbecue goodness over to the tailgate. Of course, Chef Kevin Gilbert, we was out here just crafting, how about this? How about that? Ooh, and he found the perfect combination for this slider. I'm about to have 8 of them. I don't even care. I'm going to have 8 of them just out of respect. Y'all can have the rest.
And I will just say this. Now, that's for Woody. But let's go with the real winner, baby. BG Sunday tradition, baby. A little Boy Green on the menu. A beef slider with a sunny side up quail egg, applewood smoked bacon, American cheese, and a potato bun once again, baby. Ooh. We've got that. I get that every Sunday. Normally not quail egg, but, Chef Kevin Gilbert likes to be a little bougie with it, and I appreciate it. And look at that tasty burger. I can't wait to dive in on that delectable treat. And if you go to our tailgate, you can pick the Woody burger, the Boy Green burger, shoot, probably both. I mean, for all I know, it's going to be delicious. So a big salute, el salute to our chef, Kevin Gilbert, for putting this together. And I hear Terrence saying there's got to be more of this or more of this. There is more on the menu than just those two things, but just two things that I would like to highlight on the wonderful menu that Chef Kevin Gilbert methodically matriculated. He put it all together, putting the pieces, doing a little this. He's probably one of those chefs. I watched the show Bear, right? With that one guy, he's got little tweezers and put one of these over here, one of these over. Oh, it's spectacular. Absolutely spectacular.
Absolutely. And I think J-Boy hit us with a gift. We had the gift of sliders. J-Boy hitting us with a different gift.
Oh, baby. Every time we get 5 memberships or more gifted from the high heavens, we have no other choice. The gods wanted an escalator. Wait a second. Is that Woody out in the parking lot? Woody, what are you doing? All right. And look at all those impressed people as Woody is calling, a different being out to the universe. Other fans either joining you with you, or I see them doing head nods like, this guy, I like what this guy's bringing to the table. There you go, J-Boy with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, baby. And J-Boy's breaking records. He has 230 raffle tickets so far this month. I mean, he is trying to set records unto himself, and we can only respect it. Good Lord, have mercy. Here are the 5 new members of Boy Green Coffee Club. Eric Jr. I don't do it quite as well as Woody. I probably should have left that for his respective, shout out there. OG Jets fan 1985, Sharp Instincts, Franklin Fung, and you're all showing up here in the Boy Green Coffee Club. 5 raffle tickets for our guy J-Boy here. And again, folks, you only have a few days left for our raffle. Here are the items that are up for bid. A commemorative game coin from last season, a New York Jets commemorative game coin. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League and a full-size signature New York Jets football autographed by the whole team last year. Yes, sir, that's getting gifted to somebody on June 1st. J-Boy has a great position, but all you need is 1 ticket to the dance to have a chance, baby. Make sure you do it. Spend $2.99 on the channel, either with a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, or Super Chats. That's all fair game over the coming days.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Franklin Fung, who immediately after receiving the membership, pay respect to J-Boy being gifted the membership, and is here to stay, here to party, and break it down with us.
There you go. Pay it forward, Franklin Fung. Make sure you hit that re-sign button at the end of your free month trial, or gift a membership to somebody else. Feel free to spread the love. Thank you to J-Boy for being so gifting. We appreciate it. All right, J-Boy had a special request. He's like, can we hit the AG? I'm like, sure. If you give memberships, you get special requests.
This is what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
There you go, J-Boy. Get you some of that action in there. And what we're doing on today's show, Woody, Boy Green meets Woody, here we are. And shout out to Danger Zone. Okay, Tom Cruise is in the movies for Mission Impossible. I guess Danger Zone. We're here for training camp in 2 months. All of it's all together here, and I can't wait. Football is right around the corner, and we got more OTAs. We'll have more of that on Thursday. OTAs returns tomorrow, so we'll have plenty to dive into in delectable fashion. Probably not as delectable as barbecue and quail egg beef sliders, but we'll try to do what we can. And for today's program, Woody, with 200 people in the room, we appreciate it. We're predicting the winners of all these top Jets positional battles. Some of them are occurring in OTAs right now. Some are going to be occurring in mandatory minicamp in a couple weeks. And hell, some of them are going to be decided in training camp in the preseason, Woody. And we know some of those battles we can sniff them out. And we've got a couple of them on the list.
Yes, we sure do. I guess I'll just take it from here. I'll take the handoff. Sure. The handoff from here and start running with it. I'll start with this one, because this is a name that we're hearing about a lot. I think every single Jets content creator has made a video about this man in the last 24 hours, including you, Boy Green. So let me dip my toe into the water, and I guess I'll talk about him too. That is none other than Byron Cowart. All right, people are talking about him. What's interesting to me about this is 2 things. One, we were just talking about OTAs and how it's not pads, it's not physical, so there's not a lot of trench warfare to look at. We picked, a lot of players who had nothing to do with the trenches because it was like, we gotta wait till the pads come on for that.
Sure.
Yet, here Coward is here. The second thing
Right.
is that I personally don't even remember him getting signed to the team.
Oh,
you know.
hey now.
I remember Nadi. Everyone was, hyping him up for who he was years ago instead of who he is today. I remember Tufele because it was just like another name, like Fotu. So I was like, oh, okay, just swap. But I didn't really remember Coward like that. But now, we're all doing videos. He's jumped the gun, so to speak, and he's in a battle. Someone to stand next to Quentin Williams, our tenured Jet, leader, right? Of course, been here for a long time, Pro Bowl, former All-Pro, all that type of stuff. Has had a hole next to him for years. Almost certainly still will, but someone still has to stand there, even though it's a hole. But someone still has to stand there. And so far, there's been a lot of hype on Byron Cowart. So, Boy Green, I'll pass it over to you about the battle. Who you got winning?
I'm going to be honest, before I answer that battle, there's another battle that's on my sheet I have to get to immediately. It's a battle happening in the comment section between J-Boy and DNY for life. I should have circled this one before the show. He just gifted 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. And I think we can all rally and... Damn straight, baby. There we go from our guy DNY for life, a.k.a. Devin, who, by the way, Woody, I've got great news. He announced it earlier today. He is now coming to the Boy Green Woody tailgate. And it originally looked like it wasn't going to happen. He said, skirt. He heard that Chef Kevin Gilbert menu and said, oh, hell yeah, I'm in. I don't give a flying hell. And he must have been in. I guess that must have been what sent him over the top. Makes a lot of sense. Chef is cooking all kinds of food. So Devin and several others he's bringing along with him, which is awesome. He'll be coming to the tailgate week 5, Jets Cowboys. So shout out to Devin, a.k.a. DNY for life. He's got 28 raffle tickets so far this month. And here are the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Darnell Towns. We've got Infrared Jet. Shout out Infrared.
Hey.
We got Brandon H. Astral is off the chain, and Famous J. All getting memberships to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Keep it raining from the high heavens, baby. We appreciate you here on this program, and thank you for spreading the love, Devin. Let's go. And I can't wait to meet him. I've never met him before. So that's going to be pretty damn cool. So, yeah, baby. It's going to be a good time, Woodster. Good time. Anywho, I'm sorry I get so easily distracted like a raccoon with a shiny object. You asked me, Byron Cowart, and every Jets content creator, the over-under of videos made over the last 36 hours. And Byron Cowart is the textbook definition of a journeyman. This is a guy. Here are the teams this guy's been on since 2021. He was on the Patriots in 2021. He was on the Colts in 2022. He was on the Chiefs in 2023. He was on the Texans in 2023. He was on the Dolphins in 2023. And he was on the Bears last season. And now he's on the Jets. So he's been trying to collect as many of these different Chase Blue points that he can in his travel miles as he's been getting accustomed to everywhere else. And I'll be honest, when Byron Cowart was signed, it was sort of past the biscuits for me. I'm like, who in the hell is Byron Cowart? Okay, this guy from Maryland started his college career at Auburn for a couple years, 6'3", 300 pounds, former 5th-round pick. Went to the Patriots for a couple of years, initiate the gag reflex, and this is a guy that's been sort of just been a guy. There's nothing wrong with, hey, he's been in a longer NFL career than me, but there's just hasn't been a lot that titillates you or excites you or moves it in some way, and I sort of just passed the biscuits. And again, a potential future guest on another show that Woody may or may not be doing in the near future. My boy, LT3, my boy, I've been riding that train for a while. I said, perfect. Everything setting up for my boy LT3. And maybe there's a rotation here at defensive tackle anyway. But Byron Cowart is an intriguing guy. According to Zach Rosenblatt, where all of this started, his observations in his OTA piece was Byron Cowart is creating a lot of pressure. Now, again, back to the same point we made a couple days ago, Woody. They're in underwear right now. That's actually what AG said. But they're in underwear right now, and it's hard to evaluate trench warfare. They're not slamming into each other. There's not a lot of the trench warfare happening. That won't happen until training camp. So it's really hard to come away with big observations, right? If someone's dominating the defensive line or offense, I don't really put much stock into that at this point, right? The offensive line, apparently for the Jets being a little leaky against some of these guys, that doesn't mean anything to me at this point. But no, yeah, Byron Cowart, according to Zach Rosebud, he went as far to say as he's the favorite to start next to Quentin Williams right now. I'm like, oh, okay. Again, I was not aware of your game, sir. I need to familiarize myself because he's well into this mix. And here's the thing that we also sort of have to address at the beginning of this, Woody, that with the Jets not drafting a defensive tackle and not making a significant addition in veteran free agency, quite frankly, any of these guys has an opportunity to steal it from the other in this game of King of the Hill. If we're going to play that back in the day, if any of you guys played on that, everyone's fighting to get on the top of this hill and throw everyone else off. And today it could be Byron Cowart. Tomorrow it could be LT3. Jay Tufele, who Woody brought up earlier, perhaps gets into the mix here. And there are other names. We don't know if any of these defensive ends are going to be, kind of playing both sides of defensive end, defensive tackle. We had a couple of those guys last year. But no, Byron Cowart, if we're predicting who's going to be the guy, I guess I have to base it off of what Zach Roseblatt saw, and I did not. I guess Byron Cowart is the favorite to be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly an indictment to me of where we're at right now in the decision. It's a decision that the Jets made to not do anything with this group. I think, before we even started free agency or the draft, a large portion of us identified that this was one of the biggest holes in the whole unit. We were constantly mocked Mason Graham, defensive tackle, right? Thought we were going to have a beastly unit, and to not even secure like a tangible starter, like somebody who was starting and playing, great football or even good football last year. I guess we're going to see if there's a method to their madness, because right now it just looks like madness. Looking at the names here, I feel like if we're talking talent, ceiling, youth, all that, LT3, come on, man, give me LT3. Mm-hmm. But I think a very common thread here that we're going to continue to see is that one guy with the inside track. And of this battle, the inside track is Cowart, Byron Cowart, who just last year was with Eric Washington, who is now the Jets defensive line coach. So, okay, he was working with them close last year. Obviously, they're on the same team now. Boom, they come to the Jets together. For Washington, he already has that, connection with Cowart. I think he has the inside track, like everybody is saying. But if we are truly, in a meritocracy where the cream rises to the crop, I have a hard time believing that he is actually the best of the bunch.
Fair enough. And another one I'll give a shout out to is Derek Nottie, obviously, who they got from the Kansas City Chiefs, who's won a bunch of Super Bowl rings, but didn't really play a ton last year, but he had been playing a lot over 6 of the last 7 years. Hey, we got a super chat coming in. We hear from my datas, Raya Luna. Wow. DNY for Life is back again for a discount double check. He says, watched a video with Hembo on ESPN. I'm an even bigger Justin Fields truther. Proudly, he screams from the rooftops with a $5 super chat. Can't wait to meet the both of y'all. 12-5 is his floor. Facts. Well, DNY for Life, you picked up another raffle ticket, and you're $1 away from another. DJ Khaled, another one, another raffle ticket you're $1 away from. So just keep that in mind over the coming days. We've got a couple more days. There are 31 days in the month of May, so keep an eye out for that. Devin, a.k.a. DNY for Life. Yeah, if you look at some of the analytics numbers, like Dan Orlovsky brought these up, if you look at like the last insert sample size, Justin Fields has a very respectable record of just his starts. That trails, obviously, the back end of Chicago to current Pittsburgh. Those 6 plus another, I think it was 10 or 11 games with Chicago. His numbers look really good. And you could go into deeper analytics about some of the GPS numbers. I heard people bringing that up earlier. So there's stuff like that can make you feel really good. to me, I'm fascinated to see what he does in this new scheme. I don't know what that's going to look like, and that's sort of the exciting part of the mystery of week one. Again, a Pittsburgh team that had them in their building, so they should know him really well. So that'll be a good challenge to see how he responds. And it's almost like the game to the game. We know that they know that we know that they know about Fields. So if we know that they know that we know that they know, then we could do something else that they don't expect. So that I'm looking forward to a great deal. And of course, can't wait to meet you, DNY for life. I like the 12-5 floor. That's the most wins the Jets have ever had in a single season in their history. Knowing that's the floor makes me feel great about 2025. Yeah.
Definitely excited to meet you. Be sure to try that Woody slider. It is banging. And you know, I really can't speak on too much else in the chat. All I'll say is that, you know, I know what it's like to be a truther because I am a Karl Anthony Towns truther. So I'll leave it at that.
Which takes us to a member shout out. OG Jets fan 1985 just received a membership. He's got something to say.
Wow.
Let's fucking go Knicks and Jets. Let the haters hate and stay low key. Well, low key. This is an important game tonight between the Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks. Pacers win, they're up 3-1. Knicks win. It's 2-2 and a best of 3 the rest of the way. And if my math is correct, beep, boop, bop, 2 of those 3 would be at the Mecca for the New York Knicks. So, could be very interesting.
Well, what stinks about that is that the Jets are the best road team in all the playoffs. They've only lost 1 road game. But at Madison Square Garden, they have a losing record. So we got to fix that. There's a lot to fix. I really like the series. You know, I was on record. I said Knicks in 5. I didn't realize that that game 1. I mean, we're talking about biblical proportions of what had to take place for the Knicks to choke that one away. We've had 3. It's 3 close games. So, you know, you can't say, oh, you know, we're getting killed. As a matter of fact, last game you could have said that. Game 3, you could have said we're getting killed. I was not happy at halftime. I'll tell you that right now. But you know, those boys came back. My boy Karl Anthony Towns, 20 points in the 4th quarter, and now, right, close games, you just gotta execute, hitting clutch free throws, which the Pacers didn't do this past game, and what the Knicks didn't do game 1. Free throws are everything. So I'm still feeling good. I honestly, you know, if they win this next one, you know, we might be looking at Knicks in 6. I don't know, but you know, I still got my boys, the Knicks, blue and orange. Come on now, go New York, go New York, go! They win in this series. I promise you, they win in this series. I don't know if it's 6 or 7.
Fair enough. We'll work in some of that, I'm sure, with future super chats and things of that nature. A couple other battles to keep an eye out for. A QB3, man. Justin Fields, a QB1. Yeah. Tyrod Taylor's QB2. Yeah. QB3. We don't even know if the QB3 is going to make it to the 53. Unclear. That QB3 could be in the practice squad. Totally possible. But the 2 guys duking it out are Brady Cook. Let him cook. Let Brady cook. Undrafted free agent out of Missouri. And Adrian Martinez, former UFL MVP. And, hey, my boy Matt Lombardo says the Jets could be exploring some other QB additions in the very near future. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. But QB3, my gut actually tells me that Brady Cook upends Adrian Martinez and that he ends up being the guy. Because here's the thing. Adrian Martinez, it's very unlikely that he's going to be a future franchise quarterback for the Jets. He's bounced around a lot. He's ended up in a lot of different places. He sort of is what he is. And if that's what the Jets are, maybe that's the question, is what are the Jets looking for in their QB3? Are they just looking for someone who's reliable, and if they're relied upon, that they could step up? Or are they trying to develop somebody? And Brady Cook, obviously, is the younger man of this group, is someone that hopefully you could develop into something as a backup or as a whatever you can be. And that's why ultimately I believe they kick the tires on a Brady Cook and develop him. That doesn't mean he's a franchise quarterback or anything like that, but I think that's the sort of development they end up looking for at QB3. Because if we're being honest, you're looking for a guy to hold down the fort and you're at QB3, I think we're all, and how do you say this? I want to make sure I say this politically correct. Oh, you're fucked if you're on your QB3 and you're hoping he saves your season. So if you're opting for development over just better player right now, I think you go Brady Cook.
I feel like you talked about Adrian Martinez like he was like, I don't even know, like Marcus Mariota talking about he bounced around a lot. The boy is 24 years old, and this is the only NFL team he's been on, the only NFL team he's ever known.
Lions. He was on the Lions as well.
He was on the Oh well, I got bad info then. I don't see that. I guess we gotta update his Wikipedia page. But shout out to my guy, Take Flight today. Brent, he knows he's my boy through and through. My favorite page on all of Instagram. And he said, I still love Adrian Martinez. Guess what? Let me double down. I still love Adrian Martinez too. You know, when you look at Justin Fields and you look at Tyrod Taylor and you look at the similarities, besides being injury prone their whole careers, you could also look at the mobility of both players. They have consistently been is that Photoshop?
Yeah, that's definitely Photoshop.
They've consistently been, weapons on the feet, right? They can rush for first downs. Obviously, Fields can do way more than that, but Taylor, Tyrod can also do that. Adrian Martinez, based on what I've seen with my own eyes, also has that mobility. I mean, the boy was running, but he could also throw better than Chris Trevler. Let me say Chris Trevler, like he was like a running back that was just like, launching. But Adrian Martinez, he was a very sound pocket passer who was moving well in the pocket, slinging darts, who then could also run. So I feel like if you're trying to do that where you don't have to completely change the playbook for every, this player's in, let's completely change the playbook. This player's in, let's completely change it. Because that's what was happening with the Flacco, Zach Wilson, Mike White Jets. All three of them play different styles. But if we want to just have that continuity where no matter what's in, just wash, rinse, repeat, give me the 24-year-old Adrian Martinez who only knows the Jets. Adrian Martinez, give it to me. 24, he's ready for action.
Is that Adrian Martinez and Detroit Lions former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson right there? Interesting. Yes, but perhaps I'm killing him off too early, right? Like that he's 40 years old. He's not. He's still a young man. But hey, I love the mobility, and we got a little bit of to your point, we got a little bit of that Chris Trevler preseason stuff last year, which was fun, and then then he just gets dumped on the practice squad. But he did spend the whole year on the practice squad, so he was around the New York Jets for sure. All right, Woody, me or you here for the next one?
I guess me, right? Yeah. I did the D tackles.
Right.
All right, so let's go with another popular name that we've been hearing. Arian Smith. I would say when he was drafted, a lot of people, drops, didn't need that position, all that type of stuff. But now, seems like he definitely had a great answer when asked about all that type of stuff. Seems like a, humble kid, hard worker. And then all that has come to fruition at OTAs. Now they're, talking about his speed, his fluidity. Hasn't had issues with drops so far, of course. Take that with a grain of salt. No pads, all that type of stuff. But yeah, he has shot up the popularity, and now people are talking about wide receiver 2, which is like, I feel like he started this at like 6. So to now, jump up all of those spots, to me, that kind of seems like, classic May overreaction. Alan Lazard is still there, which I know is a name that, some people, they start, gagging when they hear. If you look at the, unofficial depth chart on ESPN, right, it's Garrett, Lazard 2, Josh Reynolds 3. Malachi Corley is still a player that exists that, we haven't seen much of. We'll see what happens with him. But I guess I'll give my answer. My predicted winner for this battle is none other than Alan Lazard, you already knew. Come on now, y'all disrespect. The amount of disrespect this fan base gives this man for no reason is just crazy to me.
Can I just get a quick point of clarity? You're saying he's going to win the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver 2 battle? Is that what you said?
No.
To replace George Pickens because he's getting traded? That's what I've heard in the streets.
No, well, hey, you got to talk to your dealer, man, because he got some bad info. I'm telling you right now, Alan Lazard, he went in this battle. It's just simple. He was just the second best receiver on the team. I'm not saying that the other guys are bad. It just is what it is. He will be useful in run blocking. He will be useful, right, as a possession receiver. And I think Arian, he can be the number 3. That's what because I do think being able to stretch the field is a huge plus. If he truly isn't dropping things, that will be incredible to have. I think that's a solid trio. But come on now, wide receiver 2, same person it's been, other than those games that Devontae and Garrett were on there. But other than that, same person. Come on now, Alan Lazard, 5 TDs after 4 games last year. Never forget.
Yeah. Again, you're right. I probably need to go back to my dealer because he gave me a bad case of the, sniffy jiffy, a little bad case of the devil's dandruff, and then he gave me apparently some bad information on that. So that's neither here nor there. I am going with Arian Smith, baby. Nick Ferry, a Jets reporter from JetsXFactor.com, said this is Deshaun Jackson reinvigorated. He is reincarnated as Action Jackson. And you're telling me, you give me Deshaun. I'm telling, I saw earlier today the new college football video game is going to be coming out. You can pre-order. When I think back to college football video games yesterday, I remember when Deshaun Jackson, that's how old I am, that his career has now already entirely happened. It is now over. That I'm going back to his college career when he was on the cover of the NCAA video game. But yeah, baby, Action Jackson, the speed. That's something else I need to see my dealer about. But that's neither here nor there, Woody, because the fact of the matter is that Action Jackson, a.k.a. Arian Smith, could take the top off of defense. And even the threat of it. People say, well, he can't catch the football. Well, the one time I'm sure you let him back there, says he can't catch. And they catch an 80-yarder on it, you're like, oh, shoot, son of a. And that mere threat of that elite speed always being there should by virtue open things up for Garrett Wilson underneath, should open things up for Mason Taylor, okay? Should open up things in the running game. That's what Arian Smith can bring to the table because we're going back to this conversation. What's the ceiling, okay? Do I want Alan Lazard or do I want Arian Smith? Do I want Josh Reynolds or Arian Smith? You tell me, people. There you go. Take flight today, a.k.a. Brent. Hitting up with it. Arian Air Smith. Come on now. The nicknames speak for themselves. Go with youth. Go with explosion. Give the young man opportunities. They're instilling confidence saying, what drop problems? This is our guy. And let's give him a chance to fly, baby. Fly. I believe I can fly. Woo! I believe I can touch the sky. Give me some of that.
We're going to go through the full chorus right now, but I don't know. It seems like you guys are crowning him far too fast. I mean, every year, in May, we got the next this person, we got the next that person.
Yeah.
And somehow you guys fall for it every year. It seems like y'all are falling. So I guess I don't know. Y'all free falling. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Yes, he is obviously fast. But there have been fast people on the team before.
Man, here's just what I need. Every night and day, spread my wings and fly away. There you go, baby. There you go. Appreciate you. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you. So the fact of the matter is, let's go to the backfield, baby. We all know Brees. Okay, when me and Woody dapped up last year, hit him with it. Boom! When we hit, and my fist went to his back, I felt Brees Hall right there, baby. I felt that Brees Hall jersey. And now we know that he's RB1, but who's RB2? We haven't been talking about this at all. Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, or is it as they're telling me in Michigan land, the Don. Is it Donovan Edwards? Is he the guy? My gut tells me that this is Braylon Allen's gig, but Isaiah Davis seems to bring some versatility. Braylon Allen also got a little bit of that receiving game last year, but we didn't see a whole lot of it. It's this bruiser. We sort of stereotype people and categorize people, label people. But I think Braylon ends up being that Brutus beefcake. I still think Brees is the lead dog. I don't think we're going to start getting a 50-50 split or something like that for our fantasy football fans out there in the audience. I think Braylon ends up winning this gig, but there's a lot of Isaiah Davis fans, it seems like, on this Jets coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Davis, I think he shocked a lot of people because this was definitely one where, they said, oh, the Jets drafted Isaiah Davis. Everyone was like, what? Like, why would we do this? Brees, they just drafted Braylon. But then once we saw him play, it was like, oh, like that's why. He's a fantastic player. Believe it or not, as you said, rocking the Brees Hall jersey in the intro, would love to bring that jersey back out, for this
Have you
year.
decided? Have you decided what jersey you're wearing?
No. We got plenty of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's probably, Brees or Quinnen. But Brees, that's my guy, right, on the offense. And I do believe that, it's probably some competition for that as well. I wouldn't say it's a lock for him to be, RB1.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely wouldn't say it's a lock for him to be, a workhorse 3-down bet. Like, I do think there is going to be some sort of timeshare, just based on what I'm hearing from Aaron Glenn. He hyped up.
Are you hearing that in the streets? I heard you shouldn't believe everything you hear in the streets.
Hey, well, I heard the coach. I heard the coach himself.
Oh, that's pretty good source. Who's your source?
Talk about, 3 talented backs. Now they've added another. They've clearly shown, and this is what I meant to say before, right? In terms of inside track, I highlighted, Coward is someone that has an inside track. I would say for the other one, Cook has the inside track, right? He was just signed by this regime versus Martinez. For this one, for the top 3, there really is no inside track. This should truly be a meritocracy. So with that being said, if I had to pick my winner, I am gonna still go with Braylon. He's just too much of a physical specimen to bury on the depth chart, in my opinion. And the fact that he can catch, he's the best blocker of the bunch. I know Brees has added some muscle, so we'll see. We'll actually see. Maybe Brees has now closed the gap there because he feels the heat of the competition. But I would say, yes, this will actually be a true meritocracy. Give me Brees, Braylon, Isaiah Davis.
Let's give a couple of shout-outs. So Indy Jets is in our comic section. He said he just won a signed Allen jersey on Jake Asman show yesterday. Hey, Jake is forever a part of our intro, so salute to the one and only Jake Asman. That's awesome. And, hey, I love that we're doing all these raffles on all these content. Jets content creator shows, gives you fans an opportunity to win a lot of cool stuff. So congratulations, Indy. That's awesome. I hear Bubba Badshaw says, I'll be wearing my Jericho Cotchery jersey to the game, baby. Absolutely love it. We had Jericho Cotchery on the live draft show. He was the guy that came before Woody. If you remember that guy. I more so remember the Woody interview, but, for those that are there, I can't remember what the Woody jersey is, but we'll try to make sure we bring that one too. But Badshaw, Jaco, that's a great one. I still have not decided. I have decided one I won't be wearing. Aaron Rodgers will not be making a return to that game. That is, I can guarantee that. We will see what else. I might be wearing my brand new Garrett Wilson G5 jersey. That might feel like a very good one to unload. Shout out to my fiance, forget me that, for around my birthday, Father's Day, around that time. So I had to remember birthday because Father's Day hasn't happened yet, but birthday, which is cool. So shout out to her. So G5 is the betting favorite right now, but I love going old school. You can never go wrong with the old Jaco jersey, Woody.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, definitely. Rodgers is a no-go for sure. But bringing back, just legends of the past, I'm all for it. Definitely all for it. Or just legends of the future.
All right, let's throw another one out there, Woody. I can't remember who goes next because I have short-term memory loss. But who's up next?
I think me. What I don't even know what we just talked about. Yeah, I think it's me. Yeah, you brought up the running backs.
Great. Yeah.
Let's bring up something that's kind of been at the center of attention. The center position. Oh, you like that?
See what you did there. Yeah.
You like that. And this is definitely a surprise because when we first signed Josh Myers, it was like, kicking out Tippmann to guard, like didn't really know how the offensive line was shaping up. But then drafting Membou pretty much put all that to bed. Right now it's clear. Yeah. You got your right guard, left guard, right? Your right guard, Elijah Vera Tucker, left guard, John Simpson, center, Joe Tippmann, and then your two tackles, now that Membou was drafted, Olu Fashanu on the other side. Now we're hearing that Josh Myers might be beating out Tippmann. And I actually saw a lot of people get upset about this, taken from Tippmann, kind of based, in the same vein of what you were saying about Aaron Smith, let the young guy, all that type of stuff. For me personally, I'm all about, let the best player play.
Okay. I respect that.
So whether, Sauce, Sauce was the only Jet that I ever purchased a rookie year jersey. Shout out. That's so funny. Nice. So Tippmann, I would like for him to start. I hope he's a starter. That's my guy. All right. Yeah. So I'm rooting for him. But if they deem Myers is better, then, let's go Myers. He's 20. He's going to be 27. He's 26 right now. But he turns 27 in July. Was a starter for Green Bay, with Jordan Love. They were just in the playoffs. So he has good experience. I mean, I can't be mad at that, but this is another one. Will it be a true meritocracy? I mean, for Aaron Glenn's entire time as a defensive coordinator in Detroit, his defenses were going against Josh Myers twice a year. Right, so he is very familiar with his body of work. I would imagine he's not as familiar with Joe Tippmann, who, he's coming in and is now evaluating the roster. I feel like AG has already established himself as somebody who, can make decisions without necessarily talking to the people involved. So I don't know if this is actually going to be a meritocracy. Does Joe Tippmann actually have a shot? They could have just, made up their mind, been quiet about it, and now are slowly putting in the seeds to make this, overtake happen.
Interesting.
So if I have to choose a winner, a prediction, I'm actually choosing the cheap Josh Myers to overtake Tim. And like I said, it's not from what I want. It's not what I'm rooting for. But a lot of things that I've been rooting for haven't been happening under this regime. So just add this to the list of them picking their own guy, the devil they know, over the Joe they don't know.
Wow. You went against just the tip. You went against the tipster. Oh, Tippy Tippmann. Tippy-toe Tippmann. I'm going with Joe Tippmann. Come on now. Now, again, I think the question I keep throwing out to the universe is this on the Josh Myers thing, okay? I'm Josh Myers. I've been the starting full-time center for the Green Bay Packers for 4 years. That included 2 playoff teams. 3 technically. He was injured in the first year, so he wasn't on that Packers playoff team starting. And I'm like, hey, I'm Josh Myers. I'm going to just sign up to be the backup here. Joe Tippmann, be the guy. I'm fine being the backup. That doesn't make any sense. Why would Josh Myers, Josh Myers wouldn't have had any other opportunity anywhere else in the league to, at the very least, compete for a job? So there's got to be something there that we're not aware of, to your point, Woody. Maybe it's when they were negotiating with him and then free agency, hey, man, you're going to get a chance to start. Meritocracy. Everyone's got a chance. Hey, compete. Maybe it is that. But come on, man. Joe Tippmann, by all the numbers, has been a better player. Now, he isn't as experienced as Myers, and that's straight up true. But, Tippmann's younger. He's got a chance to continue to build. He's a leader. He calls out the protection calls. He just feels like such an important piece of this machine. And we just championed. Look at this continuity. Look at the line. It's all going to be the same. We're back. It's better. It's this and this. And then we're going to turn around and just go, oh, it's Josh Myers time. Hey, I was college teammates with Justin Fields. Yippity-doo-dah, buddy boy. That doesn't guarantee nothing. No, it's got to be the tipster. It's got to be Joe Tippmann. It's got to be the Wisconsin waterfall, baby. He's clearly the guy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, evidently it's not so clear, which is why we have this, why we're having this conversation. I wish it was, but it actually, it looks like the scale is pointed Myers' way. And I'll just say this for the continuity part is that, I mean, it would be very easy for Myers to be the center for the next 5 years. Like they would just, resign him, right? He's still young.
Right.
And they would just I don't know, I guess they would dump our boy. So that I don't think that's a factor. I think it's really, the favoritism that's already going on right there, and then production on the field if he can hold his own. And like you said, Fields, the Ohio State, I didn't even put that in my piece, but it's not even just coaches' favoritism; it's also players, So, it's definitely possible.
Again, I say this: if you say the scales are pointing in that direction, then put your other fat ass on the foot, baby, and let's see the real number. Okay, come on now. We can't be basing it off of this. All right, let's get another one in here. This is one we've sort of overlooked completely, and maybe for good reason. But right tackle, is it going to be Armand Membou, 7th overall, immediately plug and play starting, or Chukwuma Okorafor? If we're talking about experience, right? And we talk about that with Myers. Obviously, Okorafor has way more experience than Membou, and there are a lot of people that are accusing Membou of being this raw thing. And if that's true, and AG's trying to win right now, maybe Okorafor is better in the immediate than Membou. I'm not so sure. Again, I'm predicting that Membou is the guy, but this is just one as I was evaluating the roster and looking through. I'm like, wait a second, right tackle. Isn't that a battle? Maybe, maybe not. AG is a compete guy. I would imagine so. Again, my gut tells me it's Membou, and that may be the duh answer. But man, Chooks, he's got experience, man, and he was a 3-year full-time starting guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a couple of years there in the middle before New England.
This is going to sound crazy because we literally just did this last year. But you don't draft tackles in the first round to put them on the bench. It was an exception last year because the ghost of Tyron Smith came through, and we thought it was a real Tyron Smith. So that's that, and I was like, oh, all right, let him learn, behind a future Hall of Famer. That is not at all the scenario of this situation. Not to say that Chooks is trash. I'm not saying that. I think it's great depth. That's what I saw Brent in the comments say earlier, like loving this O-line depth. The fact that we're even having these conversations.
That's right? Good sign. That's
right?
Good
yeah, exactly. Because we were not having this at all. It was, oh, this person's a starter. Can they recover from surgery, before week 1? That was the conversation we're having. Now, no, we're not talking about that at all. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's competing. There are multiple options at right tackle or, at all the different positions. But, yeah, give me Membou, man. I feel like he's just a dog. I saw, stuff being like, oh, he's been getting cooked up by Will McDonald. Well, guess what? A lot of people are about to get cooked up by Will McDonald. That boy has added the weight. He's always had the moves, always had the length. We already said buy or sell. Will McDonald's going to have a career year. We both agreed, which does not happen too often on this show, that Boy Green and James Woody agreed, but we agreed that Will McDonald is in for a nice year. So for, Armand Membou in his first snaps, ever, in NFL OTA to get cooked up by someone who just had 10.5 sacks and is due for more is nothing at all to be ashamed of. Iron will certainly sharpen iron. We saw it with Sauce and Garrett. So I think this is the one where I would say lock it up. No questions asked. Membou, right tackle.
Two things here. First off, iron sharpening iron. I know a lot of fans, apparently, which I remember this being a debate a couple years ago, were like, "Oh, we don't want Hard Knocks. We don't want Hard Knocks." And I was confused. I'm like, "How could you not want Hard Knocks? That is more content to enjoy your team from." And when you said the iron sharpens iron, I'm gonna go watch that clip as soon as this show's over. Sauce and Garrett, they had the dramatic music lining up, and Sauce talking his shit, Garrett Wilson talking his shit, and they were doing these one-on-ones and respect after a good play. Like, damn, you got your feet in, good shit, and all that stuff. Like, I love those kind of scenes. So that's awesome. So I want to pour one out for that. And the other thing I wanted to say is obviously we're streaming live in 5 different places. So I appreciate Kyle Oifer, who jumped in on my Instagram, that jumped in on YouTube, and was jumping all over the place to show his presence, saying, "Hey, yo, I'm over here. Whoa, I'm over here. Whoa, I'm over here." He's showing the support, so I love that, everybody, because we're streaming live in 5 places. So YouTube is the optimal way to enjoy the show, both my YouTube and Woody Take Flight Talk over there, which is awesome, where you guys can watch all that Jets content. But we're also streaming live on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else. So thank you. Salute to you, buddy. Thank you so much for hopping on the show, Kyle. Thank you for bouncing around over there. That's pretty damn cool, too. Woody, do you have any more positional battles left?
I do not. I just want to address the most recent comment. My boy, or our boy Terrence, iron does sharpen iron. Ice Spice. That remains to be seen.
Oh, baby.
They do say, shout out to Rocky, my favorite movie franchise of all time. They say women weaken legs, but I feel like when you're high profile like this, I mean, come on now. When Travis Kelce was with T Swift, they won the Super Bowl. Sauce, he gonna bring the swag, he's gonna bring the sauce, he's gonna bring the spice, if you will, back to the New York Jets. So I think it'll be a plus. I'll be a plus because he ain't gonna have no fun if he not getting his on the field. So definitely, I'm expecting good things from Sauce. Great things actually from Sauce this season.
And also, let me say this, right? So we're like, geez, he's got a woman now. His eyes aren't on the prize. Aaron Rodgers didn't have any women. Where was his eyes? On what prize? I mean, he was probably the single guy before, I guess, something else has overturned at the end of last season where something was going on. I'm like, come on now. I know we have so many Aaron Rodgers people, so I apologize for starting that fight before we go. And just 2 things I'll throw in. These don't have to be long. Edge Rusher 3, who's behind Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson. I'm fascinated to see that battle of Edge 3. I don't even know who that Edge 3 is to be even competing, right? I know a lot of you like Michael Clemens and Eric Watts and Braden McGregor. Tyler Barron was drafted at the end of the 5th round. And the other one is who's the other safety opposite Andre Sisco? Is that automatically Tony Adams? Is it Malachi Moore? There's no Ashton Davis anymore. No Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark's gone. Ashton Davis is in Miami. So there's unrest there opposite of Sisco. I'm curious about that too. So 2 more ones. I just wanted to sort of do an and one like tonight. A little, bang in the lane. Ho! Cup! And yeah, a little bit of that action.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the edge position is a huge mystery. The safety, I'm rooting for my guy Tony Adams, man. But like you said, Malachi Moore, who's the other one? Jalen Simpson. They got some guys.
Oh, sure, I forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that. And then of course special teams. That's what you identified last week as 2 battles between 4 relatively, less established names, Anders Carlson versus Caden Davis, and then Austin McNamara versus Kai Kroger. I think in both of those, I'm kind of rooting for the young blood. I know, Kai Kroger for sure. Let's test out that leg. Let's see. It would be so nice to just have, a rookie, not impacting the cap, just growing with us, being, great. Carlson, I didn't have a problem with Carlson too much. So, to just kick him out might be harsh. But that should definitely be meritocracy. Come on now, can't play no games. I don't care who held the door open for you, who did this, who did that, who complimented your pants that day. Come on now, let this be strictly about the kicks going through the uprights.
One last thing here, Woody. Something happened today that you must respond to. Woody.
Oh,
So
yeah.
here it is. This happened earlier today, so I'm just going to throw it up on the screen, and then you react to it. Here we go. This is from Pro Football Talk.
Oh.
For those who did not see this and can't see that on your screen, Hassan Reddick, who is no longer a Jets problem, he skipped OTAs today for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was the first OTA, and Hassan Reddick, he wasn't it. I just wanted to, first off, as you're about to react to this, say, well, thank God this is no longer our problem, and we'll enjoy this problem, for lack of a better word, week 3, as the Jets traveled to Tampa. So, Woody, Hassan Reddick skipping his first OTAs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I thought it was hilarious. I did see this before. Come on now. Like, I don't even know what's going through this guy's mind. He actually got a good contract based on
1 year,
like
$14 million, and mostly fully guaranteed. He got a lot of moolah. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, based on all the nonsense he did, I was not expecting to see that. But he got it. And like you said, of the 14 mil, I believe 12.2 is guaranteed.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say this I don't know. Is he trying to get an extension? I don't even know like what his play here, but this dude is he's I don't want to say, I don't want to insult him for the sake of insulting him, but I will say,
how is this real? How is this real?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Even his agent said you at least have to show up to the first one or something. Like, come on, man. I get it. These are voluntary. But after everything that happened last year, where he said, I'm 110% in, the fans are going to get 110% of me, all that bullshit. If you want to waste your time, go listen to that introductory Hassan Reddick press conference on April 1st. And we just said, April Fools? Nah, he's for real. Come on, man. Yeah. And top revenge game of the year, Hassan Reddick versus the Jets. Get out of here. Get out of
here. All right. Yeah. It's I can't lie. Like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I don't know what's going on. And I think Brent said it best. Like, I hope everything is okay with that, brother. Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like he seems like he's on like a Chandler Jones type deterioration right now. Because the decisions that he's making aren't making sense.
Yeah, definitely crazy. And Chandler, obviously, I'm here in Syracuse. Chandler, very guy that Syracuse football fans around here, him being a former Syracuse product, he's someone that we champion a lot. So, he has certainly gone through it. There's no question about it. So, Woody, your light bulb is changed, and here we are. And 300 people in the room, at least on my portals here. So shout out to the 300 people. Like the video, hit subscribe. Make sure you show your support for both Woody and my channels, as we're streaming live in 5 different places. And we'll have OTAs and things of that nature to react to on Thursday, Woody. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. There's already been that's what we just did, was talk about storylines that came out. So as they keep coming out, we will definitely respond to them. We'll be talking to them. And I can't wait for any of you that are watching that are Knicks fans. I know I see Sharon in there. Sharon, appreciate your support big time. I've seen you commenting on Take Flight Talk, right? Live chat in the video, commenting on the video, Sharon. Your support means everything. And I know you will be rooting for the Knicks just like I'll be rooting for the Knicks. So for everybody like me and Sharon who's rooting for the Knicks, let me just say one more time, go New York, go New York, go. Let's get this done, all right? Let's tie up this series and go back home and get the job done. Boy Green, take that nonsense off the screen while I'm talking. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on now. It is time for Captain Clutch, all right? Karl Anthony Towns, all that. All right, forget about the bums in Indiana. None of them are good. None of them are even worth mentioning. I don't know none of their names. And, hey, maybe give Landry Shamet some minutes because he was doing some work out there.
Hey, Captain Clutch, that's my favorite breakfast cereal. So I'm all about it, man. Massive respect. Julio Rivera, Paul Woody, anything on the Jermaine Johnson? That was our Boy Green Daily this morning. You guys can go check that out. Long story short, the Jets plan on holding him out until training camp, it looks like. But you guys can rewatch the first part of that video from this morning, Julio, if you missed it, for Boy Green Daily for a full Jermaine Johnson update and report. Woody, enjoy the Knicks action tonight. Hopefully, when we talk on Thursday, we're talking about a tied-up series as we're getting ready for Game 5, which would be Thursday night. So, hey now, we'll back at the Mecca. We'll see what happens. Woody, God bless, brother, and looking forward to Thursday's program.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Take care.